Hey guys, what is going on? So today I'm going to be looking at / reacting to this NFL or ESPN NFL redraft. So what ESPN did is they had their reporters from each NFL team, I guess, act as like fake GMs in this redraft where they made all the players, hypothetically, obviously, in the NFL free agents, and I think they did 4 rounds of a draft. So let's just go through this here. I just explained it kind of badly. It will make sense when you see it. So the draft order is this past draft order. So at number 1, Cincinnati takes Patrick Mahomes, pretty obvious. Number 2, Washington, Russell Wilson. 3, Detroit, Lamar Jackson. 4, the New York Giants take Deshaun Watson. So I think that's a great top 4 right there. If someone were to say, who are your top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL? Those are the quarterbacks I would say, even though nobody says, who are your top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL? No one says top 4. It's always, top 3, top 5, I should just do that now. Just be like, hey, who are your top 4 quarterbacks in the NFL? People be like, what? Why are you asking me top 4? It's like no one says top 7. Who are your top 7 quarterbacks in the NFL? And then at number 5, this is where it starts to get, I guess, weird, because Miami takes Aaron Donald. Then at 6, the Chargers take Ronnie Stanley. And then at 7, Carolina takes Joey Bosa. I feel like if you're drafting in the top 10, you gotta be taking a quarterback, right? Because if you take a quarterback in the top 10, you have a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. And if you have a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, your team's pretty good. I'm all out on that philosophy, defense wins championships. I understand how you need a good defense, but come on, it's a quarterback that wins you championships. So yes, Aaron Donald is the best defensive player, but there are so many quarterbacks you could take here that are probably going to get into the Hall of Fame. So I don't know why you would go with Aaron Donald, Ronnie Stanley, Joey Bosa. Then Drew Brees goes to Arizona, but I don't know. I think I would go Aaron Rodgers before Drew Brees. A lot of people tell me, you overrate Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, he's not elite. But I don't know. I really do still think Aaron Rodgers is elite. I don't know why people are saying that. I should do a video about that, but I really like Aaron Rodgers, so I would put him at 8 instead of Drew Brees. So after Drew Brees, you have Dak Prescott going at number 9 overall before Aaron Rodgers. That, I don't know about that one. And I like Dak. I think he should get paid. I think all of that, he's good, and I do think some people are critical of him, but I do think he's a good quarterback. But I don't know, before Aaron Rodgers, and Carson Wentz before Aaron Rodgers. Carson Wentz right here at 11 to the Jets right here. What? Wow, people are really disrespecting Aaron Rodgers. I don't know why so many people don't like him. I still think he's really good. Then Joe Burrow goes 1 spot before Tom Brady. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. But I guess, Joe Burrow's gonna obviously play for more years, longer than Tom Brady at this point in his career. So I guess, you go with the young quarterback there. And this is the one, this right here is what a lot of people were talking about. Drew Lock going at number 15 to Denver. So this Broncos reporter must really like Drew Lock because he had him going before Matt Ryan and Kyler Murray. I feel like people think I hate Drew Lock now because I made that video titled, "Is Drew Lock Overrated?" And in the video I basically said he's overhyped and we should just, lower our expectations a little bit because a lot of times we put huge expectations on these young quarterbacks and then they have a sophomore slump and we call them busts, like what happened with Baker. But I don't think people watched the full video and they just saw the title and they were like, oh my god, Drew Lock, he's the best, what are you saying? I don't dislike him, but the thing is here, you're going to put Drew Lock over Matt Ryan. Drew Lock, who has played a whopping 5 NFL games, over Matt Ryan? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Teddy Bridgewater going to Pittsburgh at 18 is interesting. He's proved himself where he can prove himself, but we haven't really seen him recently be that quarterback for the long run. But we're going to see that now with him on the Panthers. So I think that's interesting right there. Jimmy Garoppolo after him. So Christian McCaffrey, first running back off the board. That makes sense at 20. So Baker Mayfield goes 21. And then Michael Thomas is the first wide receiver off the board. I don't I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think he's the best wide receiver in the league. I think you could either go with Hopkins there or Julio. I don't know about Michael Thomas there. I'm not going to say I don't know. I say I don't like Michael Thomas being the #1 wide receiver off the board. Okay, kind of surprised Sam Darnold went number 23, but okay. Then you got some more defensive players, Khalil Mack, Ryan Tannehill. Okay, Ryan Tannehill before Stafford. Stafford went 28 and Tannehill went 25. I don't know. I would take Stafford before Tannehill. Then you have Hopkins here and Mike Evans. Mike Evans before Julio. I'm sorry, I'm just like jumping around on this list. Yeah, but Mike Evans goes before Julio. Julio wasn't even taken in the first round of this draft. Tyreek Hill also went before him. Tua gets drafted in the first round, then Kittle, then Gilmore. Okay, let's go to round 2. Dalvin Cook, Myles Garrett, Cam Newton, who's a free agent, goes before a handful of quarterbacks that are starters in the league right now. That's something I keep forgetting about, that Cam is a free agent. It will be interesting to see what happens with that. Then goes Julio Jones at number 37 overall right here. Wow, Julio kind of got disrespected here. And then around pick 41 here, you know, we see these defensive players or offensive linemen get drafted more than they were in the first round. Thinking about it now, I'm kind of surprised how many wide receivers went in the first round. I feel like only 3 should have gone, like the top 3. I understand this isn't like a full draft and they're not drafting full teams, so maybe they're just going for those face of the franchise type players, the players everyone knows, but offensive line is important. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting that so many wide receivers went round 1. You know, I feel Travis Kelce could have gone a little earlier than 50. Zach Ertz went 52. Odell went 54. Justin Herbert went 55. Wow, Daniel Jones hasn't been picked yet. Just saying. And then Ezekiel Elliott goes 60. Let's see, we're going into round 3 now. Okay, so yeah, now you're seeing the offensive linemen get picked. Alright, so Daniel Jones goes 70th overall to the Chargers in round 3 of this fake draft. Yeah, that's kind of, I feel like he could have gone a little bit earlier, but you know, everyone's gonna sound biased. I'm also kind of surprised Juju went this late. I know he didn't have a great year last year. Isaiah Simmons, okay, now we're seeing some of the rookies get picked. Jared Goff, he goes to the Rams still in this draft at 84 overall. Jamal Adams is a really good safety. I think he's a little underrated. Derek Carr, Ben Roethlisberger. And then in round 4 we have Justin Tucker, the first kicker off the board, going 99th overall to Green Bay. I mean, Justin Tucker is always drafted so high in fantasy too. Best kicker. Yeah, just more defensive players now we're seeing get picked. It seems like I said, all the flashy big names went in the first round and were probably reached for a little bit. But I feel like that's also ESPN trying to make the draft a little interesting because, yeah, offensive linemen are so important, but how many offensive linemen do you know that aren't on your favorite team? You know what I mean? They just don't get the love that those wide receivers and running backs get. And yeah, just more wide receivers going here, and that's why I also thought you don't need to draft one in the first round because there's so many good wide receivers in the league. And yeah, we're getting towards the end here, wide receiver, and Tyler Lockett is the last pick of this draft. So let me know what you guys think of this. It was an interesting idea by ESPN. Some picks were a little questionable, but hey, I found it kind of interesting to go through. That's it for this video, guys. Make sure to drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe. Peace out.